Hey there, friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca Austin, and on this channel, we talk about all things Kajabi, marketing, and growing your online business. Now, on a previous video, we talked about how to craft the perfect homepage. And if you haven't seen that video, be sure to go back to my channel and check it out. I'll also put a link above to make it easy for you to find that one. But on this one, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into how to craft an About Us page, because all too often I see that the About Us page is being made completely wrong. And if you're doing some of these big mistakes, you'll want to go in and make a few minor adjustments. They're super simple to make, but it's coming at it from a slightly different perspective so that your About Us page can be supporting your website instead of detracting from it. So let's jump right on in. Now, About Us pages, what we always want to be thinking about on our websites is we always want to have the client journey in mind. I know that I harp on this a lot, and but it's so important, because too often when we're looking at websites, we're either following templates and we don't understand how the pieces fit together, or we're doing what everybody else says to do because it's part of just what you think needs to be done. But what I'm telling you is that when you understand how the pieces fit together and you understand how that client journey, when we talk about client journey, it's like from the point that someone sees an ad or an email or a referral or a recommendation or a social post, whatever it is that you're using as a traffic source to drive engagement and get people to your website, from the point that they get from there to your website, what do they need to see? And what do we need to have available so that they will do one of two things? They're either going to purchase or they're going to enroll in one of our free offers so that we get them into our ecosystem. We have their name and email address, and then we can build some engagement and a nurture and get to know them a little bit more and let them get to know us so that we now have a little more of a value add and a relationship. Now, the About Us page is an optional, in my opinion, part of that journey, but an important piece to help build credibility, to get people to know you, to show that you are the perfect person for them to go to for the problem that you are solving for them. So how do we craft the perfect About Us page that really lends to the client journey process? And there's a couple key things that you want to make sure that your About Us page has. Number one, we want to make sure that the About Us page is not about us. Now, I know that kind of sounds a little bit counterintuitive. However, the About Us page is more about them than it is about us. And when you craft your About Us page, where yes, it's kind of telling a little bit of a story about you, but from the perspective of how you can help them, you're now connecting with your audience on a much deeper level. So instead of having an About Us page that talks about your credentials and how many books you've published or how many news art shows you've been on, or how many degrees that you have, or whatever else it is that you may have on your About Us page, or even, some of the typical bio stuff that talks a little bit about where you went to school and, some of your interests. Now, those are more biography, bio type of information, but in a website, what we're trying to do is connect with our audience, give them information that leverages us as an expert that wants to help them. So instead of talking about our credentials, we might say, for example, let me give an example. So on mine, instead of saying that I have an MBA and that I went to, this university and that university and I have this credential and I've written several books, instead of saying that, I say something along the lines of, because I have over several decades of experience in the marketing industry and have an MBA, I have the ability to look at the online realm in a different perspective so that I can better help you to have a similar perspective and grow your website through marketing eyes. in a way that makes it easier for you to understand. So if I word it like that, now it's about what's in it for you, not about me and my credentials and what I've done. And basically I still put in there the information about that I have a master's in business, but I put it in a way of how it values you instead of how it represents me. Do you see the difference? So that is where your About Us page needs to be not about you, it needs to be about your audience. Number two is that every page on your website should have a next step in the journey. And too often when I do website reviews and I'm looking at various pages, the About Us page is a very common page that accidentally has a dead end. So someone will click on your About Us page, especially because a lot of times the templates are set up this way. And your About Us page will basically just have a summary of About Us, but then there's no button or next step or call to action or what next steps that they should take when they make it to that page and they complete reading the section of the page there. You always want to have click here, do this next, sign up for this, schedule a discovery call. What is the next step of the journey? Or a back to home page, if nothing else, because it then takes them where they can easily click and they don't have to go back to the menu. They don't have to find the home page or hit the back button. They have a next step in the journey. It's a move forward instead of a move backward. So that would be the other big thing on About Us pages that I see is a big mistake. And the third thing that we always want to make sure that we have on our About Us page is a lead magnet. So you want to then have, even if the next step is, back to home, you still want to have on there an invitation to engage with you, to get something for free, to sign up for something so we get them in your ecosystem. We can get them to where we can nurture the relationship, give more value, and leverage your expertise so that we can drive the sale. So those are the primary things to definitely be looking at on your About Us page so that you're fixing these pieces and making sure that they're supporting the client journey and driving those conversions and making it easier for your audience to not only get to know you, but get to know you in a way that they want to engage with you further. So I hope you found that helpful. Be sure to put in the comment section below what are some of the changes that you're making on your About Us page. If you don't have an About Us page yet, then definitely be adding in the comments what are some of your favorite tips in here on what you're planning to do when you set up your About Us page. And if you are interested in more information about working with me or some of the tools and resources that we have available to you on some of our free tips and other tutorials, go to our website at striveforsavvy.com, and I'll see you on the next video.